Hi, my name is Suzanne Wagner, and I am one of the founders of the Wild Women Symposium. And today we're going to be doing another interview with one of my favorite people, Krysta Brinkley, who has been with us from the very beginning at the Wild Women Symposium in all sorts of ways and forms. And she is one of our backbone facilitators and teachers, as well as one of our psychics that does psychic readings at our event. Hi, Krysta.
Hi, Suzanne.
So now tell us all about yourself and tell us, what's the nature of your work, because you do so many things. I mean, you have so much variety and you have so many tools in your toolkit.
Well, I just have a lot of fun. I work at a couple of stores, one in Salt Lake called the Dancing Cranes. It's a little mecca for hippie, gypsy, rock lovers, all kinds of crystal rocks. Beautiful place for just serenity as well. So it's well known among small crowds, and I hope it gets bigger because it's just life affirming. I love those people that work there and that own it. The other location is Expanding Heart in Park City, and it's a goddess energy as well. It's just fabulously refreshing, and recently the Sundance Film Festival was there, and people would come in from that crazy, chaotic energy and just kind of go, oh. So those are the places I get to work, and I do palms, stars, with the astrology, the numerology that I learned from you, because it's a fabulous tool. Just all kinds of fun stuff. So I do like tools. I've studied the tarot for years, and there's just so many levels to understand things on. I love to take people on their journey, and I call myself now a spiritual interpreter of your life, because that's where it leads, is your own guidance of how to get back on your path. So I love my locations. They're Park City, Salt Lake City. You can find me online. You can do phone sessions. So it's a lot of fun.
Great, great. I'm so excited to have you once again at the Wild Women Symposium, because you're such this beautiful, effervescent, bubbly, fiery, dynamic Aries. And one of the things that I wanted to do with the Wild Women Symposium is to really show that there's all these flavors of the divine feminine, and that all the flavors are beautiful. And you are this wonderful example of the powerful, dynamic Aries. And you are so amazing at just speaking with such clarity and so much force and so much heart and so much love, and you're just so impassioned about people, and that's what I love. I mean, we want the Wild Women Symposium to be this place of safety and trust and empowerment, but also energy and enthusiasm. And I think that women learn from other women, and we're really empowered by other women, so that when we see all these flavors of facilitators that we have at the Wild Women Symposium, that there's got to be one that you really relate to and go, well, gosh, if she can be that way, I can be that way too.
For sure. That's been my dream, is to have this kind of tribe and beauty and exploration and support, that women learn how to be their authentic selves and support other women in being fabulous. Fabulous. So it is a passion of mine. I share that with you. I've loved you for a long time, and you've been a mentor of mine for years. It's just amazing how that shifts into a long time. But love is kind of the groundstone that you've started with. You've taught us how to not have to be right, but to be loving and to give from that place. And then you can't go wrong, because it will always roll you back in. So I'm super excited to be part of something so wonderful and so connected to spirit, and so empowering to women across the world. So yes, it's in Utah. Yes, it's here. Yes, these people get to be really close, but it is going global, and it is an expression of the feminine in its rawest, vulnerable, and expressive self. And so I've been honored, really honored, to be included and loved in this process, and I can't wait to love others. It is so fun. It really is a lot of fun. I hope so many people take advantage of it, because I've been through learning that was scary and I didn't like it. I've been learning that wasn't quite authentic and it didn't resonate. And so this, like you said, there's so many flavors. There's got to be something that will draw you in, and there's, no matter what level of journey you're at, no matter if you're a beginner, if you're an expert, if you're a corporate woman, tree hugger, whatever you want to call yourself, there is something to feed your soul, spark your light, encompass your journey, and help you. And the women that show up, and the vulnerability they have, and the support they give, and the growth they have, it's honoring to life to be part of this. So so grateful, so many ways, and so happy that people get to play. I love play. I want to play. So that's how I learn best. So thank you for creating this amazing event that I've been waiting my lifetime to take advantage of and be part of, for sure.
Thanks, thanks. I mean, and that's how we feel too. I mean, we're just so excited that, this seems to be like taking off and moving in such a powerful way. It's amazing when you birth something and it has sort of a life of its own, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, I just birthed this, and all of a sudden it's a toddler that's running, and that's the way this feels. And so it's really, it's exciting. Now,
It's
I
so
know you're
exciting for me because my girl just left the nest, so I'm an empty nester and I got a new baby to take care of. Thank you.
perfect. Well, I know you're going to be teaching 2 classes because we just love you so much. We wanted you to teach more than 1 class. And so let's start with the class that's about the essence of numbers.
Excellent. So maps are a passion of mine. I love maps. I used to teach a school, a Montessori type education, and they have a lot of options to look at books and pictures and maps. And maps, they're just pretty. They're pretty, but they got a message with them, and they have information, and there's so many ways you can look at stuff. So the numbers become a map. They are, again, the backbone of every system. Mystical studies too. If you do music, you have to understand numbers. If you do tarot, you have to apply the numbers. If you do just about anything that's a process, you have to know where you land on a scale of something. So I started taking some shamanic classes and excited, and they gave me a wheel. And this wheel blew the doors open on basically tarot, and then the numerology, and then the astrology, and then the I Ching, and then I was like, I have to share this. I can't keep this to myself. I cannot not let people know how basic, wonderful, and beautiful the first wheel is. So it's 2 wheels, or 3, because that's how things goes in 3s. It has a center point, a wheel around it with 9, and I call those the gifts of birth. Because just because you get a body, you get all 9. You get 0 through 9. With consciousness, which is 10, and we'll talk all about it in class, you can go up a level, and you'll see how that works, and it just sparks. It sparks the imagination. I do start with the children's count because, again, being a teacher, I learned that sensorially, with the touching, tasting, feeling, kind of gripping it, and not even knowing what it means on intellectual levels, if you can put it in your body, you can use it. And so this is immediately accessible. It's beautifully done. It's a a fabulous tool. So yes, it goes up to 20. I'm just super excited. I did a trial run for some friends of mine, and they said it was great. So I love that too. They just wanted me to include a little bit more about some of the other systems because they may not be aware of them. So I'll do that. And so it's being tweaked, but it's so ready. I'm so excited for people to take advantage of the basic things you see every day, like telling time and attaching it to angel messages and noticing synchronicities and creating coincidences. I heard that the other day, and I thought, creating coincidences, how cool is that? So when you know how, it's limitless. And so this empowers people to know a basic thing about themselves and not get caught up in details. Certainly you can add to it. It's got such potential. It is a basic map, but it's full of life for me. So hopefully I'll be able to convey that, and it will bless everybody's lives that decides to show up.
Great. I love that. And I'm like you. It's like I think numbers are so fascinating, and just like you hear in the movies, I believe that if God was going to speak to us, it would speak mathematically in some way and touch us in ways that we see symmetry or synchronicity or overlaps, or and so people always say that there's things come in 3s, and you have all those different feelings. But I agree with you. I think numbers are so amazing, and I'm excited that you're going to be teaching this class because it's such the groundwork for a lot of spirituality. Now, I also know you're teaching a class, Saturn, the Sun, and the Chakras. So talk to us about that class.
Yes, so that's a repeat in some form, but we get more time this go around, so we get a little bit more time to kind of develop what we're doing. And so the sun is a consciousness energy. It's the most obvious thing in the sky, in our life, in our atmosphere, in this planet. And learning how to work with that, and then the lesson teacher planet that we're going to introduce, if you're not aware of it, is Saturn. Because it takes 2.5 years to move through what's called a sign, which is an energy field and an understanding of life. So putting those two things together means you learning your lesson and doing it the way that feeds your soul. And again, because of maps, I brought in the chakra system so you can put it in body, because most classes here at the symposium are experiential, meaning you learn something, but then you get to play with it right away. It's not just intellectual information. So a lot of times the teachers and facilitators are trying to make it so that you get a body experience that you get to take with you. And when you do that, you get the results at home as well. And so that's what the process is. I give you a chakra cleanse, a meditation that you can go in and clean out chakras. I don't get a lot of time like I do with my friends, with clients. I get just a little amount. And so I learned to make it count. So it's a quick one. You can do longer ones. You can do pretty color ones. You can do all kinds of things. But this is, so even though the systems are vast, you can do a bit of incorporation easily. So that's kind of what I'm trying to give the ladies here, is intellect, because it's like rocks. I do love rocks, to have gathered them for years. They have an intention. If you know what that is and you match it, you get more from it. You don't have to know that this is malachite and it will help headaches and it will help you with cramps and it will help you feel like you're getting back to your original self. But holding it does all that for you. But if you know that and you choose it when you're ill, it benefits you because you've chosen something good for you. So it's choosing those things that are good for us, enhance our lives, raise our consciousness, learns our lessons. And when you do that, you free yourself up. You use your willpower and your courage and your fear, because they show up in abundance with change, and you get to apply them in a way that serves you the best. So this class was a hit last time. A lot of people were curious and a lot of people loved it. So I returned with that one again. It'll feel a little bit more time to internalize it, get some questions and feedback. So it'll benefit, again, if you want to repeat it, or if you're a first timer, this will be a great class to expose you to a couple of different realms, chakras and astrology. And they're non-scary. So what I like about what I do too is they're not scary. It is the deep end of the pool, but you've got floaties, because I'm there. And I will guide you in, and you'll be supported, and you will get a sense of it without being inundated or overwhelmed. So it's exciting to be that kind of support too. Because I didn't have that. When you get flung in the deep end, you're like, but I don't know what I'm doing yet, and you have to find it fast, and you make mistakes. And so, I like to minimize that. So that's, again, what I love about this, what you've done with all the different ladies, is you've minimized the damage that can happen when you're trying to find an energetic pathway that will make you authentic. And if we're authentic, we're a lot less struggling with everything, because we do have the tools. We do. I've studied them. I know they're available. I can teach you how to use them. But so can so many women, and we're so gifted. Find one that fits you and that you feel comfortable with. It is just limitless when you know how cool you are. And so that's, again, what you've done for many women, and what I tried to emulate as well.
Thanks, Krysta. No, I'm very excited. I just can you feel it? Can you feel how big this Spring Symposium is going to get? It's just like, it just every time it doubles. It doubles in size, and it's like the feminine is so hungry for the tools. And what we are so blessed with in Utah are just incredible healers and teachers that have amazing tools, and oftentimes cutting edge tools, or they're bringing different things together. And what I love about what you're doing with your classes is you have done so many different things, but what you've done is you've now kind of synthesized something that is very personal and very intimate for you, and that makes sense for you, and has your own voice and has your own style and flow. And that is what makes things unique, because you and I both know we've been to lots of different teachers, and sometimes they say something that a completely different way, from a totally different angle, and all of a sudden your brain goes, oh my God, right? And it's that synthesizing that makes it really good.
Yeah, no, and And we have, like you say, such gifted teachers that I hope that so many people will take advantage of those wonderful offers you brought back. So you get 3 goddess passes or 5 goddess passes, which allows these women to have a discount and bring their buddies, because when you're learning something, it's always fun to share it. And that way also you don't have to explain it to them. It's like, or you can split up to classes. When I go to seminars, I like to have, like, I can't go to this one, you take notes. So you tell me what you learned, because I have to go to this one. And so it allows you to see more and be available for things, and have good, kind of bonding moments afterwards by retelling and resharing. And again, that's how I chose a lot of classes I took, was my friends took ones that I didn't. And I'm like, where was I? I'm so taking it. And so it benefits you to have that group support that you bring as well as the one you find. It's a fabulous, exciting time, and I hope that everybody comes to experience.
Well, and I think there's nothing like having a group of women that you are doing growth with. I think that deepens friendships. It becomes fun. It becomes a lot less scary. So especially if you're going into some sort of class that you kind of think is scary. I mean, when we started this, I picked the name the Wild Women Symposium because I wanted to create a little controversy. I wanted to get women to go, oh, wild, oh my gosh, what is wild? And then when they come, it's like what they realize is wild is open. Wild is authentic. Wild is real. Wild is aware. It's sensitive. You know, if you're a wild thing, you are aware of everything in your surrounding and all of your awareness. And so, and besides, it's fun. It's fun to tap into that wild part of our nature. And for some of us, that wild part would be to go to a class that you would have never thought to go to and stretch yourself in a way that all of a sudden you feel like, I'm so crazy, I'm like wild, you know, and that's the idea of the Wild Women Symposium. So thank you, Krysta, for an amazing interview again, and I hope all the women out there get very excited and can go online and sign up for the symposium, and go to the class descriptions, and we're going to be able to have you sign up for individual teachers very shortly. And thank you, Krysta. I mean, I just love you to pieces. You have been such a huge support, and you have had so much faith and belief in me and so many other teachers in town, and thank you for being just an incredible example of the divine feminine.
Oh, so much fun. Bless you, and bless everybody that decides to come, and thank you. One image that came to mind, if I have time to share, do I?
Sure.
It's, so I got a motorcycle, and you get to ride it up the canyon. It's called Harley's Canyon, and you get to go at a pretty good clip, and it reminds me of what you were talking about with wild. It's a wake. I do not drift when I'm on that thing and think about other things, because my life is in my own hands right now. And so when we're talking wild, it's not careless. It's not carefree. It's awake, aware, and so connected that everything does and will affect you, so you're connected to preempt it. So thanks for that imagery that came to me while you were talking, is awakened. We're so awakened when we decide to be. So thank you, and bless everybody that decides to come. Love you.
Love you. Thanks, Krysta. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.